I'm Kat, your new favorite ginger bibliophile, and hopefully you're in the mood to laugh, because that's what I've got for you today. I've got another genre-specific, book recommendation, though. This one will be kind of short, because this is just the physical ones that I have, and I'm going to tell you about comedic writers this time, and there's not a whole lot of those, and half of them are Kindle. So, as you can see behind me, there's a lot of Christopher Moore, because we're gonna start off with the best. He is my absolute favorite. If you have a very, off-the-wall sense of humor, you will freaking love this man. There is nothing that he's written that I don't have to have. This actually isn't my whole collection. I've got a couple on my, TBR bookcase that I have read by now, but I'm trying to read all of them before rearranging my whole shelf and putting more on, taking some off that I ended up not liking. If y'all been following me for a while, you know I've got a little TBR challenge going with myself. So I'm trying to get through that before I reorganize. And then we got my big fan, mwah, because I'm sitting on the floor, if you can't tell, and floor means I'm fair game. It's usually puppy battleground, but little man's having his nappy times. In me. Yes, a good big girl. You gonna help mommy today? So, yep, we have all the good ones. Fluke does not match with everything else because he actually gave me that copy when I got to see him in San Francisco years ago. Because I had a copy that kind of matched some of these others that you'll see here, but it was nice and blue, but it was supposed to be sent to me when I moved because I could only pack so many books, and I took my absolute favorites by him and some of my others, but that one was supposed to get shipped, and instead the people responsible for shipping it to me let it get destroyed. So I have a shirt, this is Bite Me, and on the back is You Suck, because those are books by him, if you can't tell. I freaking love him. So he gave me the shirt when I got the book, and I wear it on occasion. I should have put it on for this, but yeah, I had a ADD distracted moment. I forgot. But he is just all over the freaking place. He will come up with things that never in a million years would anyone else think of, but it's freaking hilarious. So we have Fluke, where basically whales are actually just alien ships. Awesome. Lamb, which is, the gospel according to, Biff, Christ's childhood pal. And it's basically, here's all the stuff that the Bible left out from when he was born to when he started doing his thing. And, oh yeah, if y'all are having trouble with the Ten Commandments, let me sum it up for you. Don't be an asshole. I think that might be my favorite line of this book, and there's a little bit of spiciness to this that's hinted at, and it's one of those books that you either love it or you hate it, and you're either, oh my gosh, this is awesome, or this is blasphemy. Literally, this is a book that is taught at some Christian universities and banned at others. There's actually, I want the other version of this where it's bound in leather and has a script, and it purposely looks like a Bible. My friend might lose her mind if she sees that. Sorry, JoJo, if you're watching. Oops, but you shouldn't be surprised at this point. We've got Coyote Blue, which is another one of his very, very early books that, it might not go over too well in this day and age, as we have, trickster gods and some Native Americans that don't necessarily get, the best treatment. Practical Demon Keeping, which is his first in the Pine Cove series, and, well, the name kind of tells you everything you need to know, and look at that beautiful cover. The Lust Lizard of Melancholy Cove. Again, the cover, the name, does that not make you want it? The Island of the Sequin Love Nun. But, well, it plays into some later books. It doesn't take place in Pine Cove, obviously. And then we have his trilogy that actually, what started me on Christopher Moore was I stumbled onto You Suck, a love story in the library when I was a teenager, and I got sick of waiting for it, so I bought it. And now I have 2 copies because he signed one of them, and so now it cannot be loaned out or touched because it must stay perfect because, oh my god. So I had to buy another copy. And Bite Me, which is basically Abby Normal's story, and I love her. And then we have the one that I usually loan to my friends is A Dirty Job. This cover actually glows in the dark, so oh my freaking gosh. Like, yeah, there's lizard people, and don't get kiddied. I love the little girl in this story. She might be innocent, but she has hellhounds, and she, like, runs her daddy's life because she's an only child, and we start off with, he is a very, like, insecure man of, he married way above his league, and she died in childbirth. So now, oh crap, he's got a little girl, and he's not good with people. He is the beta male, like, terrified introvert. And now his daughter has hellhounds. And we have the sequel, Secondhand Souls. I'm not sure which of these books that I love more. But again, it's Sophie, and I love Sophie. She is the freaking best. We need more of her. We have The Stupidest Angel, which is my tradition every year. And he got into Shakespeare with Fool, The Serpent of Venice, and the one that's not on my shelf is Shakespeare for Squirrels. Yes, you heard me right. That's all you need to know. He is amazing. Sacre Blue, I've honestly only read once. Noir is exactly what it sounds like. It's a 1950s noir, and there is a sequel. There are aliens and dragons and Chinatown misfits, and my favorite is the little boy who wants so bad to be like a grown-up cussing gangster, but he's 12 and clueless, and his version of cussing is like random food and items that sound kind of sketchy, maybe. So, yeah. I reviewed that one for you earlier this year because it came out and I needed it. And now I have to wait like 2 more years for the next book because that's my only problem with Christopher Moore is it's usually about 3 years between books. So, yes, I have all of these and I've been collecting for 20 years. Next, who's kind of like him, I don't have much, is Tim Dorsey. This is his Sergei Storm series. It's a bit convoluted, but the characters definitely give you Christopher Moore vibes, and that Sergei is just this bumbling, just menace that he accidentally does well, but he also destroys a lot. And he's not even on that much, but he's like the accidental leader of his little group, and he should not be the leader. Like, he should be locked up for his own good and everybody else's, because he stumbles into everything and stirs up all kinds of hilarious trouble. Like in this one oh no, not this one, I have a second book of him, the first one I got, where he wanted to be in the CIA, so he was just going around pretending to be a spy and stumbling on bodies, and it had like all these different spy groups thinking that he was just like this, oh my gosh, like we can't figure out what's going on because he's so amazing, and really it's because he had no freaking idea what was going on and was just stumbling into everything. So just had them chasing their tails in Pineapple Grenade, and this one is more of, it's pharmaceutically inclined. It's the ladies' book club getting into all kinds of stuff, and yeah, this is just a mind-bending what the heck fun. And then we have Carl Hyacin, who honestly, he doesn't do it as much for me. I only mention him because he's supposed to be Christopher Moore-ish. Like, I was actually recommended this book by Christopher Moore himself, his own self. And he's satire, and the whole Florida man genre of, oh my, if it happens and it's unbelievably stupid, it could be Ohio, but in his case, it is Florida. And it's very, like, nature-oriented, but I just, maybe because it was recommended by Christopher Moore, so it should have been, like, one of the best things ever, but it didn't quite do it for me, but he's popular, he has a lot of books, he might do it for you. And then, let's scooch over to another bookshelf with really bad lighting, but that works. I'm a pasty ginger, I like the dark. If you haven't noticed, yeah. I have lots of black, lots of darkness. There's skulls and stuff. But yeah, I have quite a lot of the author I'm going to mention now, and that's Janet Evanovich. And I did review a book of hers earlier this year that, honestly, it didn't do it for me, but most of her stuff I like, especially she has some, like, co-written series. We got one that, well, it started off with Lee Goldberg, and it's the Fox and O'Hare series. Now she's written it with a couple others, and it's where she's a former, we got an FBI agent and a former art thief that now works with her just as a deal to stay out of jail, and they get into all kinds of hijinks, and he thinks she's hot, wants to flirt with her, and she's like, he's hot, but he's a criminal and I hate him, but oh, he's hot and he brings me chocolate. So I freaking love that whole series. And then I'm really sad that they didn't make more of it. We had the Night and Moon series, and we didn't get nearly enough of them. Again, it was a freaking hilarious series. I love it. But there's one, I think they did a second one, but I had to borrow it. I don't actually own it. Mostly we have her Stephanie Plum series that is basically just bumbling around New Jersey, no idea what she's doing, bounty hunter. Like, I used to sell underwear for a living, and then that didn't work out, and I divorced my cheating husband that I caught with my arch enemy on our kitchen table that we got as a, wedding present. So now I work for my, deviant cousin as a bounty hunter, and can't decide between two guys. And honestly, my favorite part is her Grandma Mazur, who is, you love her since she's not your grandma. Like, she wants to get drunk, thinks she's Dirty Harry and wants to have a shootout. She's going to wrestling matches to see the men in the baggies. And going to strip joints because, yeah, she's a little frisky and apparently has trouble dating because none of the men in her age group, which is like 90, can keep up with what she thinks she can do. But yeah, she needs lots of naps because she's a 90 years old troublemaker that, is comparing weapons that she keeps in her purse and has her little heels that she can't walk in, but she's gotta be a little, yeah. I freaking love her. She is a bane of her daughter's existence who wants to be proper lady and then has Grady going out on dates and coming home late.